Hi, how are you? Um, Today I'm going to talk about my favorite horror movies. Ones that give you a little thrill and chill. Ones that fulfill you. You know what I'm saying? So, I am a huge horror movie fan. Like, I live for a good horror flick. Actually, my goal in life is to be a horror movie starlet. I have a pretty wicked scream. Maybe I'll post a video of that someday. It takes a lot of work though, so bear with me. So, I have made a list and I narrowed it down to all of my favorite horror flicks. And let's face it, there are not that many good ones out there. In fact, there are, well, let's just say, being nice here, there are very few. It's very slim that you will find a very good horror flick. Um, so let me start this off. First thing, my favorite horror flicks basically come from Rob Zombie. You know what I'm talking about. Halloween, The Devil's Rejects, House of a Thousand Corpses. Just, in my opinion, this is my personal belief, anything that Rob Zombie takes and for like production, he turns it into gold. I swear to God, he does. And that's why he's one of my favorite, not only one of my favorite musicians, but directors as well. Because he knows, like, just for some reason, he knows what is good. Like, how to make things become this shit. So, I really cannot favor a single Rob Zombie flick because I love them all that much. But if I had to choose, I love The Devil's Rejects. Like that, I can quote that just with my eyes closed. Seriously, I can just do that sitting here all day, but I really don't have time for that. So maybe another day, okay? Um, Another flick that I've come to like, it's called Fair Hair Child. Now, in order to understand this movie, there is a video on YouTube called Rubber Johnny. And me and my friend Tyrion were watching this like a year ago. We like just randomly stumbled upon this video of this guy called Rubber Johnny. Like the quotes. Anyways, so Rubber Johnny is like this weird looking disfigured thing. I'm not really even sure what he is. We thought he was an alien for the longest time, but I guess Rubber Johnny was like a person or something. Well, in this movie, like I just recently came across this movie on Netflix called Fair Hair Child. And I was like looking at the cover, I'm like, dude, that looks a lot like Rubber Johnny. So I sat there and I researched, and sure enough, it is Rubber Johnny. That's where that came from, was from this movie. So I quickly Facebooked my friend Tyrion, and I was all like, dude, Rubber Johnny is from this movie. So we kind of watched, even though she's back in Wisconsin, I'm all the way here in Minnesota. We kind of watched it, and we're just like going back and forth on Facebook, messaging each other, being like, dude, this is so what we were looking for all this time. So that is one of my favorites right there. It's a really stupid movie, to be honest, but it's entertaining nonetheless. So, yeah. Now, the next movie is called Audition. Now, this is the reason why I really do not like Asian people. And I'm not saying that I'm racist against them or anything. I mean, I have love for some Asians. But Audition really, really put them down on my list. Really. Asians are scary people, I swear to God. And this movie is so twisted. I can only watch it once a year, which is around Halloween time, because that's an acceptable time. Otherwise, I get so creeped out by it that I just won't watch it ever. My next recommendation that I really like is called Midnight Meat Train. Now, you'll never guess who recommended this to me, and it was my dear old grandpappy. Yeah. Grandpa told me about this. Like, yeah, I was just going through Netflix and I saw this title, and I'm just like, dude, this looks good. So he watched it and he told us about it, and then finally I watched it and I'm like, Grandpa, you are one twisted bastard. Um, but yeah, it's definitely a good flick. It's really dark. I like it just because of that fact, and it's very suspenseful. Um, but yeah, definitely check it out. It's different. Ginger Snaps may or may not be a horror movie in your eyes, but it is to me. I love it. It's one of those culty type things. Ginger Snaps is close to my heart because it's basically about a bond of sisterhood while having werewolves be tied into it. And I'm not talking about the little retarded, hard, tard, whatever, like in Twilight. It's not like that. This is like awesome werewolf style shit. Lycanthropes, bitch. That's what that's about. And just basically the reason why I like it, Chris Lemke, um, is because just the bond of sisterhood. Chris Lemke. Excuse me. Wow. Okay, yes, I really do have a thing for Chris Lemke. Oh, I can't talk for shit. But Ginger Snaps is definitely the shit. Now, you cannot go through Halloween, or if you're just having a horror movie type of day, without watching the Rocky Horror Picture Show. I mean, come on. That movie is a classic. Um, Again, this is another one where people are like, that's not a horror movie, it's not even scary. Well, that's the point. It's a cult film. It's just kind of, I don't even know what to say about it. But I've been watching this movie forever. I love it. I know all the dance moves, the songs. It's just one of those types of things. Like, it's a scary version of Grease, in my opinion, something like that. But yeah, that's one of my favorites right there. Is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And if you ever want to watch it with me, we can do the time warp all night long. Okay? Now the last thing, these ones are really iffy, but the After Dark Horror Fest. They're movies. Some of them are really shitty, but get a couple of them and they're fucking awesome. Now, I don't like all of them, but I own pretty much the collection. And I have to say, I have a few favorites, like from the first one, like the Hamiltons is kind of fucked up. Um, Dark Ride is very cheesy, but it's, one of those types of campy films. That's what I'm looking for. It's campy. Campy, yeah. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to see, like, what they have coming out this year because I've been following After Dark Horror Fest for ever since it came out, and I must have been, like, 15, 16 years old. So it's been some time. But anyways, that's part of my collection right there that I recommend and part of my faves. I have a lot more, but this video cannot hold all of that, so this is just a little bit for right now. I also was thinking, since I'm talking for so long before I run out of time, I'm thinking about starting an online book club. Yay, nay, what? Well, I'll do another video on that separately, but I just want to throw it out there that that's what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do, so prepare yourself for my next video. He's going to talk about the book club. And trust me, people, if you're a bookworm like I am, you will not want to miss it. So, yeah, hopefully you like this video. It's really, kind of, But, I just thought I said it's like a close to Halloween time and people are talking about their favorite movies. Why not? I'll jump on the bandwagon. Huh? Okay. Yeah, I have a lot of energy. So, that's it. And I'm Josie. And as always, I'll see you when you see me. Bye. There was no point for that. Sorry.